Hi everyone and welcome along to the Freelance Mama YouTube channel. This channel is all about providing practical advice to mums who are looking at starting up their very first business, particularly mums who are looking at starting up freelance businesses. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to offer you really practical tips and tricks to make it life really easy. When I started my business, I jumped through a lot of hoops and tried a lot of different things, and it was all very hit and miss. So I want to make it a bit easier for you. And today what we're going to do is we are going to go through creating your own logo through a website called Canva. Now Canva is really great. They've got a website, they've got a phone app. It's just canva.com. They have a free version and a paid version, but the free version is ample for doing most things you want to do. And what I would say about Canva is that it has a lot of design options for what it is. It's not perfect. It's not necessarily going to be the designer logo you might be hoping for, but I think that it is better to have it done and have it simple than to spend hours and hours and hours mucking around trying to get the perfect logo right off the bat. Branding is important, but I think that a lot of us spend too much time at the outset trying to get the perfect logo, the perfect branding, the perfect color scheme and that kind of thing. And we spend far too much time on that rather than actually getting in and getting the work done, which is where we're going to make our money. And that's what I want for you. So I think a logo is a great thing to have. And so I'm going to help you to show you on canva.com right now how to do that. So I'm going to jump over to Canva now. I'm going to share my screen and I am going to show you Canva. Okay, so let me just get that open. So this is canva.com. And Canva is really useful for creating lots and lots of different things. You can use them for creating Facebook posts. You can use them for creating pretty Instagram images, for brochures and all sorts of things, ebooks. There's so much in Canva, so it's well worth spending some time having a look around in Canva. But today we're going to focus on creating a logo. So what you can do is you can go over here and you can go create a design. And I'm just going to pop logo in the search box because that's going to be the fastest way to take us to where we need to go to design our logo. So that's going to open me up a new window here. Let's just give it a minute to load here. So once that's loaded up, what we're going to see is we're going to have, this is our blank template here. This is where we're going to be working on our logo. And then over here on the left-hand side here, we've got lots of different designs. So if you're not very techie or very designerish like me, then you can go in there and you can find something that you like the look of and you can just change it to your own colors that you want to have for your brand, and you can change it to your own symbols and logos and that kind of thing. So if you've got like little images that you want to use already and you've got the rights to use those, then by all means pop those in. But otherwise, Canva has a lot of things that you can use as images and as logos to start off with. So you can see, if we just have a little scroll on the left hand side here, some of the example ones. And you might find that there's something in here that you see and you think, wow, that's right for me. So you can just go on through until you find something. Of course, you can choose some of these things and you can play around with them. These are going to give you a nice little square logo that fits these shapes, but there's all sorts of things you can do in terms of creating transparent backgrounds and that sort of thing within Canva, so that it can, it's got a little bit of flexibility within the design. I chose a really simple design when I started the Freelance Mama, so something a bit like this, where it is really basic, really clean, and nice and easy for you to use to get started. Again, as I said, I think it's best not to overcomplicate it when you get started. So let's just choose a design we like the look of. So I quite like the look of this one here. It's nice and simple. I'm going to click on that one there. And then that's going to bring it up over here. There's so many options. You see this little see all option over here. If you open that up, it's going to give you a whole heap more within those particular categories to choose from. So you can choose a nice simple thing, like I say, fashion logo. But again, like, just because you have a fashion business doesn't mean you have to choose a fashion logo. There's heaps of different ones. So you can just see all, open it up, and you might spot something in here you like the look of. But I'm going to roll with this one over here for now. So you might decide to put, this person's obviously used their initials, so you might like to do something like that and make that your logo. That's quite nice because you can have this sort of little box could be your main logo, and then you've got this other one with your name underneath of it. So if I want to change that, all I need to do is I just need to click into the box here, and then I can change the name. So if I want to put in the Freelance Mama in there, then I can do that. if I want to change this, again, I can just type that in there. If we want to change the fonts, that's all really easy too. You can just pop up to the top here and there's a drop down and you can choose different fonts. Now, what you'll see here is that there's some fonts in here with this little crown on. That means it's one of the paid fonts for Canva. So if you want to use these fonts, then I think this is the Canva Pro logo you've got here. So you'd have to have a subscription to Canva, but there are heaps of fonts available that you can choose. So you just have to go through and find one that you like the look of. Now, if you want to have consistency for your branding as well, you might find that you want to try and choose a font that's available in a Word format as well. So that if you're creating things in Word, then like newsletters and those kinds of things, or letterheads in Word, then you might like to choose a font that is available in a Word format as well. Just a little tip there. So if you go through here, and we're just going to excuse my dog in the background there. We're going to scroll down and find one we like the look of. So say you like the look of this one here, you can choose that one. And then that's going to change it over here. Obviously, this has made it now too big for the box here. So we're going to go and change the font size. So we're going to change that down until we find a font size. Okay, that's too small. We're going to just play around until we find something that looks about what we want it to be. And then, of course, say we decide that that's the size we want and that's not centered. You've got the option then here to drag and move it around. And Canva has this really handy little ruler thing here that helps you to get things centered on your page. So it gives you like suggestions of where you want to go. So say that I like that, that's really cool. Now, this is not my color. I have my own brand colors that I've selected, and I'll show you in a separate video how you can choose some brand colors. So this one here is over here. You can see the green color sort of in the background here. Now, if you want to change that, you can just click on there. Now, what I've done is I've preloaded my brand colors into Canva. You can do that on the home page in Canva, and I'll show you separately how to do that. But there are all of these default colors you can choose from. And so you can go along and choose in here if you like one of these colors. Say yellow might be your thing. You can choose just that yellow color. But what you can do as well is you can go into this part where it says new color over here. So if you click on that, it's going to open up your color palette. And what you can do is you can find a color you like. So say you want to go for something in the blue scale. I've just randomly clicked there and got a blue one. And that's going to give you your hex code here as well. Now, this is really helpful to save, and that's what's going to enable you to use that color over and over again in your branding. So say you choose that hex code, and then you go out and you want to try and find something different. You're able to then search for this hex code. So you can copy that hex code and then paste it up in here. So say I go out of this and I choose pink. If I want to find my hex code again, I'm going to paste it in there. And then it's going to give me my blue color again. So that hex code, if you save that hex code, that's important. Save that somewhere. If that's going to be your brand color, save that somewhere. And then you've got that color to be able to come back to and use it when you make other things in Canva. So say you want to make an Instagram image or a handbook or a letterhead or something like that later on in Canva. You save that hex code, and then next time when it comes to finding your color, you can copy and you can paste that in and use that color again. Now, the other thing I want to show you as well is over here on the left-hand side, there's lots of different elements and things you can use. If you want to add a photo in, sometimes people like to have a photo in their logo. I think it's nice to keep it clean and simple like what I've got on the screen here, but it's entirely up to you. If you want to add another text box, you can pop that into there. You can change backgrounds. Again, Canva's got lots of different things that you can pop in there if you wanted to do that. You can change your backgrounds just by clicking in and changing your background. Obviously, that's not a great one for our color choices, but you can go through and choose different backgrounds as well. If you want to put in a little image, you can go along to this little elements tab here. And once that's loaded, you can see there's lots of different little elements that you could add into your images. So you can sort of scroll through and find one. Again, some are free and some are paid, but you can go through and find some of these that you like the look of. If you want a line, for example, again, you can just drag that and you can pop that into there. You can adjust the sizing, so you can make it smaller, you can make it bigger. You can rotate it if you want to. You can just drag it around and rotate it. Whoops. You can move it around. You can rotate it around. There's so many different options. And then if you don't like it, of course, you can just drag it off and remove it. So definitely have a scroll through these. In here, particularly things like this, these are little featured ones, but there's also different, if you go down, there's different, I think they call them vectors or something like that. You can, or simple, well, they've changed it a bit, but simple drawn objects. You can go through and find, say you wanted to have a little symbol on your logo. Maybe you like this little leafy thing here. You might like to pop that on your logo. So you can drag that on as well. You can make that your logo. And again, this might not be your dream logo. You might want something a little bit more designerish than this. But for now, say that you're happy with that image. Again, you can change the color. So you can click in here. You can make it white. You could make it, I don't know, a different blue maybe if you want a different color. You can, again, you can move it around, change it up a little bit, put it where you like it. You might want it on this side. You might want it a little bit smaller. You might like it to fit in the box with your FM. So you can just play around. As you can see, you can play around. So you want this in here, you want the little leafy thing in there as well. So many different things you can do with Canva. So that's just some of the basic things you can do. I think it's really worth getting in there and having a play around with it. I will show you this one here too. So uploads. If you have things you want to add in there, say like a photo, or maybe you've had a little design that's been made already, you can go through and you can find, like, so here's I've made this really simple logo for the freelance mama, but say that I wanted to put this onto here. I can just, again, drag that over onto there, and then I can resize that as well. And I can just pop that on. So say I wanted to pop something like that onto there, or if I had a little vector image like this that I wanted to upload, then I can go in here and I can upload that as well. So I hope you find that helpful. I think that, like I say, best to keep it nice and simple to start with. I find Canva's really easy for that. You can play around and you can make a really, really beautiful logo really simply in Canva. And I think that's a great place to start. So I hope you find this helpful. If you do, then hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel. And it's really nice to get little comments from you as well to hear that you thought it was helpful. So go ahead and do that. And I wish you all of the best with making your first logo. Have a wonderful day. Bye.